welcome back to Smash Month on Snapping Turtle Media. Have you guys enjoyed the videos so far? Are there some characters that are left out of our list that you think should be there? Let us know in the comments. We enjoy seeing the feedback. And if you haven't seen part 1 or 2 yet, go ahead and check out the annotations to go back and check those out. We hope that you enjoy part 3.
On the NES, it was hard to find a harder but more rewarding game than Castlevania. Whipping and throwing holy items, all trying to stop the forces of the legendary vampire Dracula. After changing the formula and meeting controversy with Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, they returned to this formula with Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, with all the whipping and throwing that we were used to. Then Castlevania 4 came and blew our minds. You were no longer slow and stiff, you were athletic and nimble. A reimagining of the first game, this is what every Monster Hunter craved. Simon was at the helm for 3 of these 4 adventures, while his father Trevor was the lead in the 3rd installment. We've been through a lot with Simon. He's even been reintroduced through the new Castlevania Lords of Shadow game on the Nintendo 3DS. Why it's probably not going to happen. Konami and Nintendo haven't exactly been on the best of terms as of late. Snake from the Metal Gear Solid franchise was in the last game, and although a fun character, he was an odd fit and isn't returning for the next game. And remember how I said Lords of Shadow was for the 3DS? Well, now it's on everything else too. I wouldn't expect an olive branch between these two companies for quite a while. Paper Mario started out as an RPG on the Nintendo 64, and since then has been on every iteration of the console that Nintendo has put out. It fills the gap in story that a normal Mario platformer lacks. We understand that the Mario and Luigi series also fits this mold, but it's rare that a character's world is so unique. Everything is made out of paper, and their world is centered around that, fitting in cracks in the walls, getting blown away, and being ripped to shreds. Each action has a consequence, and if you think about it, it's not like Smash is foreign to the concept of flat characters. Professor Layton is no stranger to Nintendo's handhelds, as he is in his 9th mystery of the series. While Phoenix Wright has led courtroom drama since 2001 on the Game Boy Advance console in Japan, he's a hit in the United States as well. His puzzle-solving and interrogation games have been groundbreaking in the genre. It's not like this lawyer brawler is a stranger to fighting games either. He was a DLC for Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. You can't tell me that his trademark OBJECTION wouldn't be a fun Final Smash either. So, why did we include these two in the same category? Mainly because of the crossover. The game showed us how much different art designs can combine so that you can show the same character a multitude of ways. If you haven't picked this game up by now and enjoy brain teasers, you're doing yourself a disservice. Starwolf is no longer on the roster, and with the new Star Fox game coming out next year, it makes sense to keep the Fox franchise going strong. Also, another female character is never a bad thing.
No arguments here. Crystal first appeared in Rare's cancelled game Dinosaur Planet. Now, Dinosaur Planet was going to be their swan song of the N64. However, the game was released in 2002 as Star Fox Adventures, only available on GameCube. According to many, Rare dropped some of the game's most interesting features during the porting process, so we may never know if the N64 version was superior. Certainly many changes were made. The main character, Saber, became Fox McCloud, Crystal's role was heavily cut, honestly she should have been a fully playable character, and various scenes from the original Dinosaur Planet build are missing. Even more interesting are the pre-production artworks, which show a more adult version of the characters. Perhaps Saber was required to grow up during the adventure, or maybe there was even a time-traveling device like an Ocarina of Time. History is history though, and because of this change in plans, we now have Crystal, who took Peppy Hare's place on the Star Fox team. So doesn't she deserve a place in Smash 2?
You may remember a little Nintendo 64 title called Tonic Trouble, a quirky platformer which by today's standards isn't exactly a time-honored classic, but it still drew in young children with its fun art style. The first level of riding down a mountain was scary and exciting. Fighting enemies that could beat you up was terrifying, but exploring new levels with interesting music was just what every 6-year-old needed. This game was the predecessor for a much more popular game franchise, Rayman. We can tell this because of the absence of limbs and the distinct purple coloring. Rayman was an Ubisoft staple for the late 90s and early 2000s, and is now seeing a major resurgence with Rayman Legends and Origins on the Wii U and 3DS. Him being in Smash would be a welcome addition, and we feel he would have plenty to offer. His disembodied arms and legs, along with his propeller hair and his special abilities, would make him right at home in the Smash universe.
Thanks for watching! If you like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you want to see more, you can subscribe to our channel. And if you want to know what the Snapping Turtle Media team is up to, then you can click our social media links in the description below. See you next week!